Welcome to Everyday Linux User. In today's video I want to talk about Flatpaks. Now Flatpaks provide developers a way of distributing their software across all the different Linux distributions in a consistent manner that should work for all of them. So for instance Steam and Chrome and Spotify clients can be written once and deployed in a Flatpak package. And because they're containerized, it doesn't matter whether you're using Arch, whether you're using Ubuntu, whether you're using Mint, whether you're using Slackware, it should work on all distributions. So in this guide I'm going to show you how to set up Flatpak for your computer and your Linux distribution. Now I'm not going to show you every single distribution, but I'm going to show you how you can find out how to do it for each distribution, and I'm going to show you how to search for apps and how to install apps. So it's not going to be a long video, but it will help you install all the most common software packages. So this is the flatpak.org website, and this is where everything starts. And you can see you've got this get set up button here, and there's videos showing you what Flatpak is and why it's useful, and for developers it will show you what the benefits for a developer there are for creating Flatpaks. So Flatpaks really are a great method of distributing applications and installing them, purely because one package fits all. So we can click this get set up here, and you can see there's a quick setup for all these distributions straight away. So most of the popular ones, so Ubuntu, Fedora, Manjaro, Endless, Chrome, Red Hat, we've got Mint, OpenSUSE, Arch, Debian, Elementary, even the Raspberry Pi, Void Linux, Zorin. Most of the popular ones are there, and even if yours isn't one of the ones listed here, if it's based on any of these, then the setup will be the same. For instance, if you're using a Debian based distribution, then the Debian setup guide will work for you. So I'm using Ubuntu, so it's Ubuntu based, so I can click here and you can see it's got the set of instructions I need to get Flatpak working on this computer. So if I open up a terminal window, if I run flatpak --help, you can see there's no such file or directory for Flatpak. So even if I just type Flatpak, there is nothing there. So all I have to do to install Flatpak is type sudo apt install Flatpak, which is this command here. Now if you're using a very old version of Ubuntu, which you really shouldn't be, because they're out of support, you can use these commands here, but for the majority of people it's that command that you have to run. Now obviously Ubuntu is Debian based, so I could easily have used this command as well. It's still the same thing. So it's asking whether you want to install the Flatpak plugin, so in this case I'm going to do that. You can copy that and you can paste it in if you want, or you can just type it in. Incidentally, if you're using a, for instance, KDE based distribution, so you're using the KDE desktop environment, you can use this to get the Discover one. So the reason for Ubuntu is going for GNOME is because Ubuntu is GNOME based. So the next thing you need to do is add it in the FlatHub repository, and this is key because this is where all your software is going to get downloaded from. So we can copy that and we can paste that in here. And then it says restart your computer and install some apps. So we'll do that now. So here I am, I'm back in my system. So if I open my software manager, and if I search now for, I don't know, Steam, you can see I've got this here, and you can see the source is FlatHub. Now if you're using a Linux distribution and you can't find the package you need within the repositories, rather than searching for a method to get it in their native package formats. So for instance, the Fedora package format, or Debian package format, or in the Arch package format, you can just install the Steam Flatpak or the Flatpak of the application you want straight from FlatHub. Now that's not where we end. We can also use the terminal to do Flatpak searches and installs. So if I type Flatpak, it gives you all the commands you need here. So for instance, I can do Flatpak remotes, and that tells me that I've got one remote repository, and that's FlatHub. I can do Flatpak search, so for instance Chrome, and it gives you all the information that you need to install the application. And what you'll use to install is this thing here. So you can see it's quite squashed. So what we can do is, if we go to docs.flatpak.org, you've got the command reference, so it's got a list of all the commands you can use. So we can do Flatpak search. One of the options you can see is columns equals field. So what we can do is, so if we just want the name and the application ID, we can do Flatpak search Chrome, then columns equals name application ID. And that gives you the name of the application and the application ID. So what I say, for instance, I want to install ungoogled Chromium, or if I want to do Chromium web browser, I could do Flatpak install org. And when you want to install something, you have to qualify the whole name. So org.chromium.chromium. And it gives you a list of the things that it's going to install. All I have to do is type yes, and now it's going to install Chromium. Whilst that's doing that, if I go back to the command reference, you come down here and you can look at install, and it gives you the options that you can use for install. So if you corrupted your Flatpak, you can use reinstall. You can do it for per user, so if I wanted to install it so it's only available to one user, I could just do it for that user. And there's loads of other examples down at the bottom here. You can see now that Chromium is complete. And it's available from the menu. And there it is. If I want to uninstall, it's a case of Flatpak uninstall, and it's org.chromium.chromium. And you see Chromium no longer appears as an application to run. So how can you find a list of all applications? You can type Flatpak remote ls, which you'll find here. Shows runtime set applications that are available in the remote repository. So, and that's going to zoom through quite fast. What you can also do, obviously if you're using GNOME, you can use the search tool within GNOME. But if we go back to Flatpak here, get set up, and we go into Ubuntu, and then it says now all you need to do is install some apps. So if you go to flathub.org, you can see a list of all applications that are in the Flatpak store. So you can use this as a good method of browsing for applications. And that's it. That's really the end of the guide. It's not a long guide. It's just how do you install applications to any Linux distribution using Flatpaks, and that's what this guide's showing you. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you next time on Everyday Linux User.